What is up guys, Matt here. So one of today's videos is going to be kind of a gaming discussion topic again, and it's going to be about really frustrating moments in games and how you generally deal with the frustration when you're playing a game. So first of all, I'll talk about games where I've gotten frustrated with over the years, and then I'll talk about how I personally cope with frustration when I'm playing a game. So my first example will be from a game, Jak 2 Renegade. Now, this game is kind of like a GTA clone sort of thing, but Jak and Daxter. I actually really enjoy it. A lot of people really don't like it, but I actually do. But there was one moment in the game that really frustrated me, and that was it. The ironic thing is, it's not a big part of the game. So I think about halfway through the game, your basically headquarters is a pub or a bar, and I can't remember the reason exactly, but you have to play a mini game, and it's basically whack-a-mole. It's not actually called whack-a-mole. I think it's like whack-a-notzel or something like that, or Metalhead. But oh my god, that minigame was so frustrating. I mean, this is a long time ago, like maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. But that really frustrated me bad. And back then, I never actually managed to do it. I literally just dropped the game. I never finished the game back then. Years later, I went back to it, and I think I did it and beat the game. But when I first did it, I was just like, nope. So another example is a more recent example. So I play a fair bit of Hearthstone, which is, for those of you that aren't aware, is a Blizzard-made game for PC, and it's basically a free card game. And it can get a bit frustrating when you're playing pretty well, you're getting the draws, you're putting the cards down, you've got board control, you've got card advantage, and then just shit goes to hell, and they put out some ridiculously crazy move and you just lose the game, and you just sit there and you just think, that happens to me quite a bit sometimes, because I'll get a bit cocky and it just goes to shit and I get really frustrated, but I just start another match, and that's, we'll come on to that in a minute. So one of the final examples I'm going to give is, so one of the very first games I ever played was Spyro the Dragon for the PlayStation 1. And it's basically kind of a collectathon, I suppose you would call it. A collectathon platform. And you had to collect various things, such as freeing the dragons, collecting dragon eggs, collecting all the treasure. And there's one level towards the end of the game where you're in a castle, and I literally finished all the other levels, 100% did all the other levels except for this one level, and I had to free one dragon, I believe it was, and get a bit of treasure. And I looked through the whole level, I couldn't find the dragon, I couldn't find the treasure, and one day I was looking around at the inside of like the tower, and you look up and there was a hole in the ceiling. So I thought, right, somehow the stuff's got to be up there, but how the hell do I get to it? And I just, back then I never figured it out. It's another thing I just never figured out, so I just dropped it and left it, and then eventually I came back years and years later again, and I found the way. It's something ridiculous, like you have to supercharge around the whole map, or the whole world, and then jump up a ramp and then glide around the whole bloody thing and go through like a window or some crazy shite like that. And that's where it all was. But that's just mental. I mean, it was insanely frustrating at the time. So those were the examples that I've given about frustrating moments in games that I played. Now about coping. There's many ways that you can cope with frustration when playing a game. There's the obvious one, you just put the game down and walk away and go do something else. There's another a bit more extreme example of just dropping it all together, never going back to it and just abandoning it. That's extreme circumstances. Another one is if you're playing a card game or another sort of kind of fast-paced game like a MOBA, simply just go into the next match and you'll forget about it because you'll be concentrating on the next match. You know, there's various other ways. I mean, if you're really stuck on something, you could get someone else to help you, but that's if they beat it and you don't, then you're not going to get the satisfaction of beating it. So that's a bit of a iffy one, I guess you could call it. But yeah, those were my examples of frustrating moments in games and, you know, coping mechanisms for dealing with the frustration. Let me know how you deal with frustration when playing games, and let me know what games really frustrated you. And as always, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.